a loyal listener and viewer to the show reached out, and we figured that it would be worthy of a conversation. Listener Brandon, he's been checking the show out for years. He posed a question, and I thought this was interesting. I have a feeling that we're going to be coming along the same lines with this, but I know this is a position many of you have been in before, especially if you're going to a new book. You get a big free bet. Here's Brandon's question. It was, okay, I won a $500 free bet from one of the big domestic sports books. How do you guys typically approach free bets, and what's the best way to get peak value? $500 is higher than a normal unit for me, so want to maximize it as best I can. Here's the catch, Sam. He reached out to me late last week, holidays going on. We were only here Monday and Friday, and then we come into the new week. He's got to use this by tomorrow.
Ooh.
It's got to be used by tomorrow. He said he has until Wednesday to use that, which makes it really interesting. As we're talking about NFL team futures, player futures, coming down to the very end. We've got these college football playoff games. What is your approach? It's a $500 free roll. How do you handle it? There are a lot of people out there that would just say, I want to double that, or I want to increase that. So they're going to take a minus 250, minus 200 money line. Some will say, I feel really strong about this side, this prop, whatever, and they're going to try and double their money, get to 1,000. And then there are some that are going to go for broke. Let's try to bankrupt this place. What would you do?
Well, I sent the squad a text of a free bet that I made it would have been May of 2023. So I guess I could say 2 Mays ago, whatever. It was the Miami Heat to win the East, and they ended up winning the East. I take free bets very seriously because you don't get a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think it's a chance to turn their lights out. And I can't bet at this sportsbook anymore because of what I did. Do you want to read what I did? Because I sent it to you.
I see it. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I did what most people don't do because at the time, Massachusetts was trying to recruit everybody to their books. So this book was giving you 1,000. This book was giving you whatever. And then that book gave a first risk-free bet up to $1,250. It was a weird number. Ooh. It wasn't 1,000. It wasn't 2,000. It was $1,250.
Okay.
So I approached it as you are giving me a free $1,250 to bet. And if I lose it, I get it back. Do you want to tell the people what I did?
You bet on May 5th. You bet the Miami Heat to win the Eastern Conference at plus 950, which resulted in a total payout of $13,125. Whew! Nice move. You took a shot on the future. That's what you did. Didn't take a dog in a specific game. You got a nice long couple months sweat out of it, and that was a terrific hit, man. Nice work.
We don't bet, though. We don't gamble on this show. We don't. I should have victory lapped that one, too, quite a bit. I can no longer play there, which is my own fault. That's the problem. If you win, I think what you should do is take the Jake approach. Bet a parlay, like a correlated parlay that's probably going to win, like a team to win a championship with a golfer to win the Masters, or something like that, where you take that $500 and you try and turn that 500 into 10,000. And if it loses, you have no risk. This is a chance for anybody to take a shot. That's what I would do, and it's what I've done. Have I won all of them? No. But I'm clearly ahead, as you can tell. They might kick you out, though, if you win. That's the risk you run if you were to bet, Jake Paul to beat Mike Tyson and the Rams to make the playoffs and Scottie Scheffler to win the Masters. If that wins, there's a very good chance that they never let you bet there again. But you just take screenshots of your bet. You make sure that you have everything in order. You have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and you have everything in order to where if you lose, you have, or if you win, rather, you have the receipts and you can take them wherever you have to take them. But that's what I would do. What would you do?
I would do the same thing, man. Listeners to the show, you know me as well. I would try to find something like this, but you don't want to go too crazy where it's just a pipe dream either. We don't need to find a 50 to 1, a 75 to 1, or anything like that. But no, you saw value in this. Like, you figured the number was wrong and you saw the upside at about 10 to 1 and you took your shot. That's, I think, the correct approach. That's the way to go. Like, it would be cool to show someone, hey, look, I could win $100,000 on a bet, but it's probably not going to happen. But like, I don't have the same approach as everybody else does. I know for me, and I know for you, like, okay, you play a huge money line favorite, and now you have 750 as opposed to $500 in the account. Is that going to get you excited? Is that going to make you think that you really got one over on them? No, I'm not saying you have to have that. Maybe you just want the $500, but man, that's yeah, I would take a shot. What would you do today? I'm not giving advice, but would you look at NFL? Would you look at college football? Notre Dame? What are they now after beating Indiana?
No, I'd go, let's see. I'm looking at the NHL market on teams to win the Stanley Cup.
I mean, you
That's
could
where I
do
feel
some
like
early baseball. That's a long sweat if you want,
you could
if
do
that's
that.
what you're looking for. Yeah.
I think maybe Paul Skeens to win the Cy Young, maybe 4-1. Turn that 500 into $2,000. Here's the thing: it also
Mhm.
puts you in a spot. Like when I made that bet on Miami, I was able going into that seventh game where the Heat actually beat Boston in the Garden. I was able to, if I wanted to, make a huge hedge position because it was to win the East, not to win the title. So, I mean, you gave
Yes.
the payout. I could have bet thousands on Boston money line and came out of the wash up no matter what. Now, I didn't hedge it. But if you look at a team like the Dallas Stars at 10-1 or the Colorado Avalanche at 13-1, that's where I go. I look for the double digit, the 10 to 15-1 range. Jake, you brought up, who was it? Michael King to win the Cy Young the other day?
I did, 20-1.
Okay. 500 at 20-1. And then if Michael King becomes the Cy Young favorite in July or August, then you just bet two other guys. And now that $500 free bet puts you in a spot to profit. Like that's how I approach it. Bet a
Yep.
future at a good price that can potentially put you in a good spot down the road. It's not about winning. It's about being in a position to win and potentially bet off it or hedge it, or you can't really middle a future. But that's how I roll, at least.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. You could do, boy, I'm thinking about parlays and like the college football playoff, what we talked about in the first round. Just do all the favorites, guys. Just do all the favorites. It's probably going to hit. And it did end up hitting. Let's see. If you did Notre Dame money line and Ohio State -2.5, now you're at plus 281. If you have an opinion on Boise or Penn State, Texas, Arizona State to cover, like that's not the worst idea. Like, because if you add one of those, you're going to be better at 6 to 1 already. If you want a good sweat over the next couple of days, but we're in agreement that we'd go with some sort of a future or parlay where you're looking at a good payout.
100%.
Whether, yeah, it's 6 to 1 or double digits, but not crazy long shot, but something where you can make them shake, right?
Ohio State with Scheffler's 20-1. Notre Dame with Scheffler's
Ohio
34-1.
State title. Okay. I mean, Notre Dame's plus 650 at BetMGM for the title. I thought they might be a bit short of their fifth favorite. I guess that makes sense because they're the dog tomorrow, but
You could also bet the Kansas City Royals to win the AL pennant at 22-1.
Let me do some stuff for that.
There we go.
You just go
All right,
for it. You go for it. They
Yes.
don't give you free money every day. Don't
Yes.
bet 500 to win 500. Bet 500 to win a
Exactly.
lot and see what happens.
That's our advice. That's what we would do. Not saying do one of the bets that we were talking about, but we were just spitballing some idea off the top of our head.